So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for me. Break it down.
Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Now this look is already up on my channel, so go ahead and go show that video some love. But in this particular video, we're going to go over color correcting and actually applying foundation and what color correcting does and how it enhances your actual foundation. So if you're ready to go ahead and get into that part of your makeup step, then stay tuned. That tutorial is coming right up next. And today we're going to be doing different steps in the how-to process of different aspects of applying makeup and what tips and tricks you can do to help you along the process to get a professional look without having to spend so much time or money on various products. What we're going to be doing today is color correcting. Unfortunately for me, during that time of the month, that's when I get breakouts and I deal with hyperpigmentation. Throughout the month, my skin is pretty much clear. The marks themselves from the last breakout have really started to fade and in pops new breakouts. And plus, you know, being a woman of color, I have hyperpigmentation in my neck, as you guys already know. And I also have the hyperpigmentation right here around my mouth. And when we have breakouts that come in, it's a fresh one that just happened. Curses, Zeus, curses. But we're going to show you how we go ahead and get rid of hyperpigmentation. If it's something you really need to cover, again, I don't know why I have twin zits on the side of my face. I didn't ask for those twins. I already have twin kids. I don't need twin zits. But we're going to show you how we can go ahead and get that covered up when things like that happen. So we're just going to go ahead and go into, because I am NC45 and back for color reference, I'm going to go into a salmon color corrector. If you are a little bit darker than me, then you want to go into something that has a little bit more heat into it. So you want to go into something with a little bit more orange into it. You can go into the Face Atelier. They have a great one which is called Heat. Or you can go into the LA Girl Pro Cover Conceal, and they have one that is orange. If you are of lighter complexion than me, then you want to go into something that is more peachy. If you are super fair, then you want to go into something that is a really light pinky peach type. Okay, so these are the two that I have for women of color. The first most affordable one is $3. It's going to be the LA Girl Pro Conceal, the HD High Definition Concealer. And this one is going to be in the shade Orange Corrector. I was introduced to this one from Platinum D here on YouTube. She is phenomenal. She is part of the reason why I know half of the stuff that I know about makeup. And except the other person who is part of the reason why I know as much as I know about makeup, Auntie Jackie. Jackie. Auntie Jackie. Miss Jackie Ina here on YouTube. And she introduced us to the Face Atelier Pro Ultra Foundation. And this one is in the shade Heat. And it's just really an orange corrector. It's really what it is. This one is gonna run you about $40+. This one is going to run you $3. So it just really depends on your budget and what you're looking for, what you're trying to do. They both do the same thing. It's just this one you can actually mix into foundations that need to be a little bit more warm. If you get if you find your perfect foundation and it is a little too golden, a little too olive, a little too neutral, you need to warm it up a little bit more to your skin, this will be a godsend. You just put one drop of this into your foundation and mix it in, and it warms it and brings it more closer to your actual skin tone. So let's go ahead and color correct. First thing we're going to do prior to color correcting, we're going to go ahead and make sure the face is actually primed. Primer today, we're going to be using the Tarte Poreless. And this is a mattifying pore filling primer. I was introduced to this primer from Miss Tarte here on YouTube. So we'll take, and I'll just put this in the areas where I need to have my pores filled. That's typically on my nose and on my cheeks. And because I have oily skin, of course, I'm going to go in with another mattifying primer all over. And we're going to be using the Fenty Beauty, the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. So light. There we go. Fenty Beauty. And I always shake my products, no matter what you're doing, whether it's a primer or a foundation or anything that's liquid or cream based, you always want to give it a good shake. And then I'll take and pump that much out. And I'll take and put it on my skin. Man, I mean, I overdid it. Probably definitely overdid it. And once my primer actually sets down into place, what I like to do, I like to just take just a regular loose finishing powder, just any powder that actually helps mattify your skin. If you have oily skin, then you just want to go in and just kind of just do a light dusting after you did your primer. If you don't have oily skin, then you'll skip this step. You definitely don't want to do this if you have normal or dry skin. But if you have normal to combination skin or oily skin, this is going to be a godsend. And again, this is something that Jackie Aina told us. So you're just going to go ahead and take any regular powder. It's the Macaron deodorant powder mixed with the RCMA no color translucent powder that Kathleen Light's got us hooked to. So I'll just take a little bit of that. On a brush, and we're using the Juvia's Place J213 round buffer brush. So we're just going to take powder on that. And we'll just go in and powder the parts of our face that get super oily. And we'll press it in on the cheeks. When you press it in on the cheeks, it helps press in the two primers you just put in, so it furthers the pore filling effect, and it also gives you this smoothing effect when you go in to put foundation on top. And because the Macaron is, it's pretty much a deodorant powder, is used in face, it's used in stage makeup a lot for acting in the theater. So it keeps them from sweating on their face when they're up there underneath the harsh lights, and it helps their makeup last a whole lot longer. I got that from Camera Ready Cosmetics. So once you have that on and completely set and done, lucky for me, most of the areas that I needed to color correct weren't actually in any areas that I just powdered. But now what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the corrector, and we're going to go ahead and address those darker areas. This is a great trick if you have the 5 o'clock mustache and you didn't actually shave today prior to doing your makeup, for women or guys, it doesn't really matter. But this is a great trick for that. And this will definitely get rid of discoloration. So when you go in to put in your foundation, you can actually use a less amount of foundation. And using less product will save you money. I'm going to use my Sonia Kushuk sponge. I just go ahead and blend that in. And you want to make sure you're blending this in really well. You want to make sure you get it as flat as possible to the skin, so when you go in to put foundation on top, it doesn't create texture for something that you were trying to correct. And when you go in to put foundation on top of this, you want to go in with the actual stippling motion. You want to go in and stipple. You don't want to go in and buff or do anything like that, because that's going to disturb and move the product underneath. So you'll go ahead and continue. And there we go. All color corrected. So now when you go in and you put foundation and everything on top, it'll actually go in and lay smoothly on top of the skin, and you won't see any darkness coming through from your foundation. If you have darkness here around your mouth or in your lower jaw area, or any type of hyperpigmentation that may have left a spot on your face, Depending on if your foundation is full coverage, it will cover that for the most part. But in some instances, if you're working with a sheer to medium or a buildable type of foundation, it may not cover it completely. And what you'll see happen within about 2 to 3 hours after you finish your makeup, you'll start to see darkness coming through. You'll start to see this area starts to look a little gray, or your hyperpigmentation areas, they look a little gray. And that's just simply because the foundation isn't actually covering the darkness of the hyperpigmentation, and that is the reason why you go in and color correct. Today we're going to go ahead and review 2 new products that I received in from Kat Von D. She just released her minis. Aren't they just the cutest little things? So her normal foundation comes in a package like this that gives you 1 ounce, and her minis are going to give you, her minis are going to give you 15 milliliter of product, which is half a fluid ounce. This is a full ounce. The minis are going to be half a fluid ounce. How cute are those? So my original shade in Kat Von D is going to be in Deep 71. And it always kind of pulled a little funny to me. I didn't know if it was a little too light, a little too dark, but it just never really sat correctly. I had to do a whole lot of bronzing, contouring, and highlighting to kind of get it to even out. But I was like, maybe I should try to look at the colors around it to try to see if anything actually matched me. So I got D67 Cool, and I also got D76 Warm. Neither one of these work. Neither one of these work. NC45 in MAC. The D67 Cool ran a little pink and red, weird. And the D67 Warm is a perfect brown. Perfect brown is just way, way, way too deep for me. Like this would be, yeah, no, it's way too deep for me. So with this one, I decided, what if I actually used this on my face like how I normally would, and went in and used the D76 Warm to warm up the outer perimeters of my face, kind of like contouring, but not really. So that's what we're going to do today in reviewing these products. This is one of my favorite foundations. The Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Foundation is a 24-hour wear foundation. It will cover tattoos. It will cover blemishes. It will cover everything your soul can imagine. There we go. And we'll go ahead and get it covered. It'll cover everything. And you're like, well, Lynn, you just put on a lot of product. Of course it's going to cover it. But even if you go ahead and blend that out like you would do on your face, you'll see that gone. There's nothing there. So this is an amazing foundation. If you have a lot of hyperpigmentation, a lot of issues, or anything going on with your skin, or something you need to cover up, your wedding day, prom, the military ball is coming up, or we're doing the holiday time, so a lot of the holiday parties, this is going to be your foundation, girl. You're going to put it on now. For dry skin people, maybe not so much. But if you have combination skin, normal to oily skin, or oily skin, this is going to be a holy grail type of situation. It is a thicker foundation. So what I found myself having to do is I do have to mix 1 drop of hydrating oil into it just to really get it to blend and move the way I want it to. I will say that I noticed that the new releases of these minis, their formulation actually blends the same way it would the older one. When I go in and put 1 drop of oil in it, we'll do 2 since I did 2 pumps. But that's 2 drops of oil and 2 pumps. And what I'll do is I'll take and I'll just go ahead and just mix that together. I will say that I noticed that the newer ones I just received in the mail, they actually blend like this with the oil already in it. But it's the same formulation. It still keeps your face pretty matte. It won't budge and rub off on clothes and do different things like that. It's just these blend a whole lot better than the original ones in the big container. I'm not really sure if she did some with the formulation to make it better, but I'm here for it. So let's go ahead and apply the product. And because I color corrected, you'll see I'm actually going in and stamping the product, and I'm not buffing the product. And I'm using, I'm so sorry, a Juvia's Place J213 round buffer brush. And you definitely want to go ahead and work fast with this product, because this product's dry down time is no joke. Now it does help that I put the oil in it. The oil will give me a little bit more playtime. But girl, you want to get to work. You don't want to play around. You want to be talking to your friends, listening to music. Like, because once this sets, it sets, baby. And now I'll go ahead and take just a little bit more. And another drop of my oil. I'm using the Cover FX Custom Infusion Drops. And this is in the C Plus Lemongrass. And this is the Radiance Drops. And I'm just blending and mixing that together and putting it in with a Sigma Baked Precision P89. And this is what it's looking like with just that one layer. You don't need anything else. I don't take it all the way up underneath my eyes because I will be using concealer for that. But this is what it looks like. And going in to match down below. So we're going to go ahead and take that deeper shade that I was telling you about. Same brush, just taking some of that product off the brush. And we're going to be using D76 Warm to actually go in and contour. This is what the original shade looks like. And that's what D76 looks like. So they're not too far off, but it's a noticeable difference. So we're going to go ahead and go in and do that. And this is going to give a subtle contour with the actual skin. And I love being able to go in and use my makeup Sonia Kushuk brush. I love being able to go in and use two different shades of foundation versus having to use a concealer or something else to go in and do a contour. Especially when it's in the same brand with the same color family. See? Because it looks a little bit more natural. And I definitely understand that there are you guys out there who are not a fan of the really extreme contours. So if you just want something that's a little bit more natural, there you go. You would use that one. And just so you can see as a reference what D67 Cool looks like. So this one right here is going to be 71. And this is 76. And this is 67. Now I'll go ahead and use 67 across underneath this area to tie it in. And again, the only reason why is because I ordered them and I have them, so I'm going to go ahead and use them. So we'll go ahead and place that down. And again, we'll take our sponge and we'll go ahead and blend that in. And it will give you a very beautiful look, but it's a way to bring that warmth into it without it being too red and too much for your skin. And you can do this with any foundation brand. You can get one that's a little bit lighter to highlight with. You can get your actual skin tone, and the last one you get, which is the third one you'll purchase, will be one that's about 3 to 4 shades darker than you within the same color theory. As far as if you're neutral, get neutral. If you're golden, get golden. If you're warm, get warm. You don't want to be golden and then go get a red, warm type of contour, because it's going to look a little Oompa Loompa. It's going to look like you're an Oompa Loompa. Doesn't matter if you're fair, you're medium, or you're dark skin. You want to stay in your same color theory as far as your skin undertones are concerned. And I'll take and bring it up around the sides of my mouth to impart that color. And the same whatever stuff over my sponge, I'll now go back in over the contour shade. And there you go. You have something that matches. See how it goes seamlessly down? Even though this is a little bit more golden, not worried about it. The concealer and everything will tie it all together. But there you go. Okay, so now that you've actually seen that look, I definitely want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. And thank you so much for coming along with me on my journey. And again, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. All of the products mentioned in the video will be listed in my description box below. And if you subscribe to my channel, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you are notified on my weekly uploads. I am on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday upload schedule. Go ahead and leave a comment and interact with me, and go ahead and share this video with your family and friends. If nothing else, they'll definitely get a laugh out of my mistakes. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. Again, I am Beauty by Lenoria. Thank you for your time. You have a beautiful day. Bye, YouTube.